This is what we have been waiting all year for. We are finally getting to three-digit addition within 1,000. So we're going to be working on three-digit addition today and solving word problems. Let's watch a video to review some solving word problem strategies.
Oh no, Moby. It's our turn to make sandwiches for the soccer team. We totally forgot. Cool. There are 8 players, and each one gets a sandwich. That's 8 sandwiches. Each sandwich needs 2 slices of bread. How many slices do we need altogether? To solve any problem, first you have to understand it. How can you understand a word problem? Try repeating the problem in your own words to help you understand. Right, Moby. We want to know how many slices of bread are needed to make 8 sandwiches. You may want to underline or circle important information in the problem and underline the question. Look for key words that give clues about which operation to use, like addition or subtraction. The next step is to make a plan. How do you plan to solve a word problem? A strategy is a plan for solving a problem or reaching a goal. You can use one strategy or a few different ones. You can draw pictures, or you can use models or counters. You can even act out the problem. You can also make a table or chart, or write a number sentence to help you solve. As long as you solve the problem correctly, you can use whatever strategy you want. Find the one that works best for you. After you plan your strategy, you try it out. I'm going to draw pictures. Let's see. There are 8 players, and each gets 2 slices of bread. Now I count up all the slices. We need 15 slices of bread. How can you make sure you solved the problem? After you solve, look back at the question to make sure you answered it. We wanted to know how many slices of bread we need to make 8 sandwiches. I think we need 15 slices. You're right, Moby. You should always check your work. Hey, I made a mistake in my drawing. That's okay, Moby. Mistakes happen. That's why you need to check over your work. We need 16 slices of bread. This loaf costs $3. I'm paying with a $5 bill. How much change should I get back? First, understand the problem. I need to know how much money I should get back. Second, make a plan to solve. I'm going to use mental math as my strategy. I have a $5 bill, which is equal to 5 $1 bills. The bread costs $3. That means I should get $2 back. Now I need to check my work. I can write a number sentence to check. $5 minus $3 is equal to $2. Remember, when you come across a word problem, just follow these steps. First, understand the problem. Next, make a plan to solve it. Then, solve the problem. Finally, check your work. If your plan doesn't work, that's okay. you can just make another plan to solve the problem. Moby, we better make these sandwiches. What kind did you make? Mayonnaise, raisins, and cardboard?
I hope you enjoyed that Brain Pop video. Now let's practice our learning target for today. So our learning target is I can add within 1,000 using drawings and strategies based on place value. Let's learn that with our mirror words. Mirrors on. I can add within 1,000 using drawings and strategies based on place value. Let's do that again. I can add within 1,000 using drawings and strategies based on place value. Mirrors off. Great job. Make sure you go teach that I can statement to someone or a stuffy or something today. Good job learning your learning target for today. Now let's learn how to solve and explain word problems. So for this first problem, we're going to be using a proof drawing. Let's look at the problem first to figure out what we need to solve. Milo makes a display of plant and fish fossils for the library. He puts in 478 plant fossils. He puts in 67 fish fossils. How many fossils are in the display? So we have, let's get my pen up. We have a display that has plant and fish fossils. And we want to know how many fossils are in the display. So we're solving for our total. Now we know that he puts in 478 plant fossils. And he puts in 67 fish fossils. So we have two add-ins and we're solving for a total. So here's our equation. 478 plus 67 equal to, and that is our unknown. So let's draw our proof drawing. First, we're going to draw 478. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I need 7 tens. Make sure I leave my 5 group and 8 ones. Also make sure that I have my 5 group. Okay, now I need to draw 67. I'm going to draw 6 tens. I'm going to put them below my other tens so it's easier for me to see. And I have 7 ones. All right, now I can group my ones together and then my tens together and then my hundreds together to find the answer. So, do I have more than 10 ones? I do. So let me change my color to make it a little bit easier to see. I can take this group right here, the 5 and the 5, and those make a new 10. So when I look at the ones that I have left, I have 3 up here and 2 here. So I have 5 ones. Now let me look at my tens. Do I have enough tens to make a new 100? I do, because look, I have 5 tens and 5 tens, and that's equal to 100. So I can actually make a new 100 with those. I have 2 tens and 1 10 left over, so I have 3 tens or 30. And now I can count up my hundreds. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds. So my answer is 535, because I have 500 plus 30 plus 5. Now let's try another problem. this problem, we're going to use the expanded method to solve. The Nature Club plants some pine and birch trees. They plant 496 birch trees. Then they plant 283 pine trees. How many trees does the club plant in all? So that's my clue word right there, in all. We know that they're planting pine and birch trees, and we want to know how many in all. So that's my total. I know that they have planted 496 birch and 283 pine, but I don't know what the total is. So I'm going to solve that now by making an equation. So I have 400, and since I'm going to be doing expanded for this, I'm going to write this equation going vertically. So I have 496 plus 283. And I want to make sure that I keep my ones lined up, my tens lined up, and my hundreds lined up. Now I can break this apart. So we're going to write each number in expanded form. So we have 400 plus 90 plus 6. And then I'm going to break apart my next number, and I have 200 plus 80 plus 3. And now I can add up each of those place value positions. So 6 and 3 is 9. There I go, giving away the answer. And then I can look at the next one. I have 90 and 80. Well, I know that 9 plus 8 is 17. So 90 plus 80 is 170. And now I can add up my hundreds, and I have 400 plus 200, and that is 600. Now I can add all these up, and I can line them back up vertically, because that will help me, especially with these bigger numbers, making sure that I keep things lined up by their place value. And 9 plus 0 is 9. 0 plus 7 is 7, and 600 plus 100 is 700. And so that 100 came from here because when I added up those tens, I actually ended up being able to make a new 100. So I'm adding that 100 from my tens to my hundreds. So I get 779. And remember, that is 779 trees. We forgot our label on the last one. Let's go back and fix that. This should have been 535 fossils. All right, now that we've got those two fixed, let's go on to our next problem. Now, with this problem, we're going to be using a strategy called showing all totals, or show all totals. Let's read the problem. There are 818 ducks entered in the Rubber Duck River Race. Then 182 more are added. How many ducks are in the race now? So we want to know the new total of the ducks. We know how many they started with. That was 818. We know how many were added, 182. And so we have two add-ins, and we're solving for a missing total. So in order to do the show all totals, I have to line up my digits vertically. And then I'm going to go through and add the digits by each place value and then show the totals below. So if I have 8 plus 2, we're going to do our ones first. So 8 plus 2 is 10. So I'm going to put the 1 in my tens and the 0 in my ones. And this is adding up my ones. Now we're going to add up our tens. So I have 110 plus 8 tens is 90. So we write that right below, making sure we line up our digits. And now we're going to add up our hundreds. So I have 800 plus 100 is 900. And again, make sure that you line your digits up. So that's my hundreds. Now when I add these up, my ones are equal to 0. I have 1 10 and 9 tenths. So that's 10 tenths. So I'm going to put the 0 here and add my 100 to my hundreds. So I have 9 plus 1 is 1,000 it ends up being, because 9 plus 1 is 10. So I have 10 hundreds or 1,000. So I put my 0 in the hundreds and put the 1 in the thousands position. So my answer is 1,000 ducks. That was a little bit of a tricky one because we had a lot of regrouping that we had to do. All right, let's do one more. Now for this one, we're going to do 375 plus 482, and we're going to do all three of the strategies because it's pick a strategy. But because you're not here with me and you can't pick it, I'm going to show you all three. So let's start with our proof drawing. So we're going to draw 375 and then 482. All right, when we do this problem, do we have enough ones to make a new 10? We don't. We have 5 plus 2, and that's 7. Do I have enough tens to make a new 100? I do. I have over 10 tens. So I'm going to take this group of 5 with that group of 5 and make a new 100. That leaves me with 2 tens plus 3 tens is 5 tens. Now I'm going to count up my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hundreds. Got to remember to do the ones where I regrouped from my tens. So I get 800 plus 50 plus 7. Now let's do it using expanded and see if we get the same answer. So we have 300 plus 70 plus 5. Okay, that's my 375 plus 400 plus 80 plus 2. So that is my second number. Now let's add up each of those place value positions. So 5 and 2 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 15. So 70 plus 80 is 150. And then 300 plus 400 is 700. Well, when I add my 700 plus 150, I get 850 plus 7 more is 857. So I am getting the same answer so far. But let's do it with show all totals now. So I'm going to write 375 plus 482. And I'm going to add my ones first. 5 plus 2 is 7. And now I'm going to add my tens. So 70 plus 80 is 150. So I'm going to put the 1 in my hundreds, the 5 in my tens, and the 0 in my ones. And that's my tens that I just added up. So 70 plus 80 is 150. Now I'm going to add up my hundreds. 300 plus 400 is 700. And that's my hundreds. And what I like about this strategy is if you compare it to the expanded strategy, you can see that you're getting the same answers that you did here. You're just lining them up vertically instead of lining them up horizontally. So when we add these together, we get 7 plus 0 is 7, 5 plus 0 is 5, 1 plus 7 is 8, so 857. So for all three of those strategies, if you do it correctly, you get 857. Great job practicing those three different strategies of proof drawings and expanded form and show all totals when you're adding within 1000. Let's review our learning target for today. Mirrors on. I can add within 1000 using drawings and strategies based on place value. Mirrors off. Great job. Make sure you teach your learning target to somebody. Don't forget to go play those games and do your assignment. Have a great rest of your day.